Welcome to another interesting tutorial. In this tutorial, you learn how to make a female trouser using freehand. The trouser is actually for a doctor's scrub, right? But for this tutorial, you'll just be learning the trouser. How to cut it without patterns. So as you can see, I'm coming down by 1 inch each from the edge of the fabric so I can get a straight line there. Okay, so this straight line I'm marking here will serve as my waistline. First, I'm trying to draft out the front pattern, right? So first of all, I want to mark out my crotch depth. So the crotch depth is simply the hip circumference divided by 4. So for this person, our hip circumference is 48. 48 divided by 12 gives 12, okay? So our crotch depth is 12 inches. So here I am trying to mark out 12 inches. So our hip circumference is actually 49, so it is 12 1/4. Here I am marking out 12 1/4. Okay, so you ensure that your fabric is well aligned. Okay, is in place. So that's what I'm doing here. After arranging the fabric, I'm also marking the 12 1/4 on this side, so I get a straight line which will serve as my crotch line. Okay, so here is my crotch line. The next thing you want to do is to mark that 12 1/4 also on this side, okay, to get a block. Just watch what I'm doing. So after marking, I'm simply linking. So we have created a block with 12 1/4 all through, okay? So from here to here, 12 1/4, all 4 corners of this block is 12 1/4. After that the next thing is to insert my front crotch extension, which is 49 divided by 20, okay? 49 divided by 20 is about 2.5 inches, okay? A little less than 2.5 inches. So I am marking that measurement here to extend my front crotch line, okay? Now I'll come in here and mark my waist circumference divided by 4. Now the waist circumference is 34 inches. 34 divided by 4 gives 8.5. So I am marking 8.5. I have marked. So before I come and link here, I'll come here and do some adjustment. I'm coming out from this angle by 1 inch so that the linkage will be beautiful. Can you see? So I have linked my front crotch extension, and then I'll also come here to my crotch line, go up by 2 inches, okay? This will give me my hip line. So we have our hip line now. I'll now be linking the waistline I marked earlier on to the hip line to get this. Now note that it's a scrub I'm making, so there will be elastic at the waistline. For that reason, I'm extending the waistline by 1 inch outwards, can you see? And then connecting back to the hip line, okay? For a normal trouser with a normal waistband, you will not need this adjustment, okay? So here I'm shifting the folding a little so that I will have some sort of allowance by the side. Since we are cutting directly on the fabric, we will need half an inch allowance to do the sewing, especially because of the fact that it's a scrub pant and it doesn't need to be so or extremely fitted on our bodies. So we'll be needing that extra half an inch to sew. So now I'm trying to locate the full length. So the full length is 48 inches. I have marked. Then I'll go down by 1 inch by 2.5 inches. Okay. So that means after marking 48 inches, I insert a line and then I mark 50.5 inches. I've also marked that. Then I'll go up by 2 inches. That means I'll be marking 46 inches. Okay. So the first line is 46 inches. The second line is 48 inches, which is the full length. Then the last line is 50.5 inches, okay? Here is the full length, 48 inches. I'll be using this to finish the hem so that by the time I fold the hem, everything will be okay. So ensure to do this so that you not have that kind of confusing folding on your hem area. Next, we want to get our knee placement. So to get your knee placement, simply place your tape on your crotch depth, okay, and measure to the full length. Can you see? So after that, you fold it over like this and then mark. That means it is the midpoint in between the crotch depth and the full length. So we have marked. After marking this point, you now go up still by 2 inches to get your knee line. Now, dear creatives, there's a part that wasn't recording well, so I'll repeat it how I got this particular line. So I divided my crotch length from the extension, the entire crotch length, into 2 like this and marked, okay? And then I took the figure, I measured the figure. So what I got, I came down to the knee line and marked, and then to the M line and marked to get this center line, okay? And then how I got the knee line from crotch depth to the full length, I divided it into 2 like this, and then from this point I'll go up by 2 inches to get the actual knee line, okay? So it is this point that I went up by 2 inches that will be the real knee line. So I'm trying to mark it out now. I hope at this point you understand now. We can now move forward. So this is now our knee line, and we have divided it into 2. Okay, so we will be inserting our knee circumference measurement here now. Okay, so the knee circumference I'm working with here is 18 inches. That means 18 divided by 2 is 9. I've marked 9 inches, 4.5 on each side. Can you see? Now I'm linking it to the crotch depth on this side and also on this side. Can you see? Okay, then I'll go to the M area and insert the same measurement since it's a basic trouser. If we were making a pencil trouser, we would have inserted our ankle circumference at this point, okay? But for this, it's a basic trouser, so we are still going down with the same 4.5, okay? And then we will link it accurately. So I'm here linking. Since we are using freehand, I'm trying as much as possible to be very accurate. I'm reconfirming the measurements on the knee area. Okay, so on this side too, I will link the same way. Okay, and I will still follow the same line and just go down to the M area. Now we are done with the down part of the front trouser. Let's move on to the upper part and also show you some stuffs there too. Since you are making a scrub, a doctor scrub, there will be no need for that. But in case you want to use that, this is what you do. You divide the waist circumference into 2 and mark the midpoints. Can you see? So I have marked. So there were some parts that weren't recording while I was inserting the dart too. So let's take that again. Let me show you how I got here. This is the waist. So I measured, we ignore this part because it's an added allowance since we are making a scrub. Okay, we'll not be needing a dart. We added this so that we can use elastic on the waist, right? So what we are simply taking is just from here to here, from here to here. We'll be dividing it into 2. Just watch. Can you see? Then you mark and go down by about 5.5 inches, which is a standard, and then on each side you mark half an inch to get your dart. Okay, but for this particular scrub trouser we're making, you will not be using the darts. Okay, so we'll be using elastic. Now we are totally done with the front and we have cut out, as you can see. So we'll be using this front to mark out the back. We have folded if another fabric underneath, and I'm simply marking the important points. This is very important. Just mark this point, and as you are folding the underneath fabric, ensure that you have enough space at the upper part of at least up to 5 inches, and for the side too, at least up to 3 inches should be left out. Okay, so look at the parts I'm transferring. The straight line on the waist area I have transferred, then I have marked the crotch depth line. I've also marked the hip line, and I've marked the knee line, okay? So you don't need to start drafting all over again. So you mark them on both sides. Also, you go down to your hem line and also mark exactly the same way. Now, after marking the needed points, you are to remove the front. So I have removed the front, and I will come over here and then rule out the lines according to how they have been marked, okay? So here is a knee line, and I'll go down and also mark out the hemline. Now that we are done marking out the lines, it's time to draft our back. Now the first thing we want to do is to create a square too, just like we created on the front, okay? So we are marking this line, a straight line. So from this straight line, we'll be inserting the crotch depth, which is waist circumference 49 divided by 4, okay, which is 12 1/4, okay. So I'm marking that 12 1/4 inch. Can you see? So this is also 12 1/4. All four corners are 12 1/4. Can you see? This also is 12 1/4. And going down, you also have 12 1/4. Okay, going down to the crotch depth, you have 12 1/4 and you connect. So we have formed our square again, if you can remember how it was done in our front pattern. Okay, it is very easy. Just follow suit, follow the process step by step. You'll be able to draft your beautiful trouser without patterns. Now to get your back crotch extension, on this particular line you mark 1 inch backwards. Okay, can you see? I have marked 1 inch backwards. Then it is on that point you now place your hip circumference divided by 10. Okay, hip circumference divided by 10. In this case, it's about 5 inches, almost 5 inches, and I have marked it. Then you come up. From this point, you go in by 2.5 inches. Mark 2.5 inches inwards, then 1.5 inches upward, and link accordingly. Can you see? So I have linked. This is our back, our center back line. Okay. Now from this angle point, you go up by about 1 inch so that you can beautifully draw out your crotch. Can you see? So I have drawn out my crotch. It is beautiful. Now, after getting our crotch, you mark 2 inches outwards from the crotch line and from the hip line. Okay, and then go over to the waistline and insert your waistline. Okay, from that new center back. So I have marked 8.5 and I have linked to the hip line. Mind you, we need to add 1 inch ease. So I have also added a 1 inch ease and I have linked again. I hope that is clear. So from the original waistline, I've gone up by 1.5 here, and I have also linked to this other part. So we have a kind of sloping waistline for the back. So now, while transferring the front to the back, I actually marked the center on the hem line, okay? I marked that center line I drew earlier on. I marked it on the hem line. So this is it. Now I'm measuring it. So I'm coming to the hip area to insert the same measurements on the original hip line so that I'll get exactly the same straight line for the back, okay? I hope this is clear enough. So in essence, we had the point on the hem line. Then I now brought my tape to measure like this to the end of the fabric. And I came here from the end of the fabric, I measured and I got the center line to be straight, right? So it's very easy, it's not complicated. So now it's time to insert our knee circumference. Now that we have gotten our midline, our midpoint, right? So we are inserting 18 inches divided by 2, which is 9, 4.5 on each side. So I'm placing the middle of the tape and I'll be marking 4.5 on each side. Now we are also done inserting and we have our knee line. We'll now go down to the hem area and mark the same thing just like we did for the front. If you watch well, you also notice I'm adding half an inch on each side, right? So after marking 4.5, I'm also adding half an inch. That means I'm marking 5 inches in total on each side, right? This is because the back needs to be a little bigger than the front so that everything will be balanced, okay? So it is these points, the extra half an inch points that you are linking. Can you see? So I'm now linking it to the crotch depth and to the hip line, right? And I'm also done marking. So before I cut out now, I'll be adding half an inch all around the pattern. Note, if you are making a fitted pants, you can just cut out straight. But the pants I'm making is not a fitted pants, it's for a doctor's crop. So I'm adding half an inch all around the pattern so that there will be ease on the person's body. So I'm also done marking. Now before I cut out, let me quickly show you how to insert the dart for the back. So for the back, you just place your tape this way and then you fold your tape into to mark the midpoint, okay? Now you'll be going down by about 6.5 inches. That's if you are using a dart, right? Just go down by 6.5 inches. In the same way you are dividing your waistline into two. But this time around, as you know, the back waistline is no longer straight. So you'll be following the same pattern. Can you see? Can you see what I'm doing? So I went down and marked that bent line also to get same value I recorded from the actual waist. Okay, so I have marked half an inch on each side and I am linking to the end of the dart leg. So that's how to create your dart also for the back, but we are not using the darts. Okay, can you see? So sorry, every part wasn't showing clearly, but I hope you understand this. So let me take that again. So I divided it like this, okay, and marked. It has to be straight with our center line. Can you see? So now is the time for us to cut out. We are also done with the back. It is as easy as you've just seen. Okay. I'll be showing you the finished trouser on my big sister's body. Would you like to see how I made the complete scrub? Please leave a comment in the comment section. If you want me to show you a video of how I made the upper part of this scrub, I'll be posting it for you. Just comment on the comment section if you want to see the entire process of making the doctor's scrub. Meanwhile, see the first fitting on my sister's body. Can you see? So here we were yet to even iron it flat. So if you would like to see how I made the entire scrub, do not forget to drop a comment for me. The scrub is giving everything on my big sis body.